Good day, guys. My name is Isaac. I am the founder and the managing director of ATY Markets. And today I'll be asking reflection questions asked to every IB. All right. Question number one. When you first started as an IB, what did you misunderstand about the role? Many things. When I started as an IB, this was over 10 years ago, and the IB business was not big. I thought at first all I have to do is refer people to a broker, and then I can use their facilities to host my seminars and all of that. Didn't really discuss the deal in detail, didn't even know that I'm actually supposed to earn as much as I could. It's only a few months later, a few years later, I think it was maybe a year later, where I actually learned that this is a business and you can make a lot of money from the IB business. So there is, at first I didn't really understand what it was. I just knew that I've partnered with the broker. They allow me to use their facilities for all my programs that I'm running, and unfortunately I gave them a lot of money, but I didn't make money from that. So that's question number one. All right. Question number two is, what slowed your progress the most in the early stages? What slowed my progress the most in the early stages is that I did not focus on the IB business as a business. I just thought it's a side hustle. All right, I was focusing too much on my trading as well as on the education side of our business. I didn't really know that the IB business needs to be treated as a business. It needs to be structured, and if you feed it properly, it will feed you back. So that really slowed my progress. I remember at the time with the said broker, I won't mention the name, we were giving them over 3 million rands in deposits a month, and we were really not making money. We just thought this is just, petrol money, only to realize at a later stage that actually the IB, if you dig deeper into the IB business, you can actually make a lot of revenue if you negotiate the right deal. So not understanding that this is not a side hustle, it's a full-on business that needs to be built, made me to it slowed down my progress. All right. What behaviors or habits mattered more than tactics or strategies? What behaviors or habits mattered more than tactics or strategies? Professionalism, honesty, and integrity. Professionalism, honesty, and integrity. As I said, at first I didn't realize that this is a full-on business. I thought it was a side gig, but when I understood that this is a full-on business, I had to be professional to my clients, treat my clients professionally, and I understood that if you are honest and you have integrity, you will survive long. You'll be able to retain clients for a long period of time. Don't promise what you cannot do, and do not step on people in your attempt to make money. So you treat people fairly, treat your clients fairly, because these are the people, as an IB, these are the people that are putting food on your table. So you have to treat them professionally, you have to be an honest person, and you have to always do your business with integrity. So this mattered more to me than tactics and strategies. All right. What did you stop doing that made the biggest difference? What did you stop doing that made the biggest difference? I stopped hopping from broker to broker, and I started building a book, focusing on the broker that I'm working with, and started building my book. That helped me to retain my clients longer, and that helped me to build a business that was easily scalable. So when I stopped attending IB meetings every week, when I stopped, hopping from broker to broker, always chasing the next best deal that's better than the previous one that I had a meeting with yesterday, you find yourself ending up wasted a whole month. You are not working. All you're doing is attending fruitless meetings. But if you have dedicated that time into building your business, then you'll realize that you'll actually make a lot of money. So when I stopped doing that, it made a huge difference in my IB business. What's the next question? How do you think about trust and ethics in your day-to-day IB activities? How do you think about trust and ethics in your day-to-day business IB activities? So as I said, what matters to me is integrity and honesty, and that also include ethics and trust. So that for me, it's a vital part of my business, because if I do things ethically and I also build trust with my clients, I'm able to retain. One of the biggest mistakes that I've done and seen traders do is focus on acquisition and not retention. It's not just about getting clients to sign up, but it's also about retaining those clients for a long period of time, because if you only acquire and you don't retain, you'll always keep burning effort trying to get new clients and always using your clients. So how I see trust and ethics is this plays a vital role into the retention of the current clients that I've already acquired, so I don't lose my clients. Okay, what did consistency look like for you in practice? What did consistency look for me in practice? So what happens is, I mentioned earlier that I stopped hopping from broker to broker and I started focusing on one thing, doing the boring things, doing the boring stuff, advertising my business the first 4 hours of every morning. It's me pushing my business. And over a period of time, one day you get one client, the other day it's one, the other day is nothing. But over a period of time, when you look at the effort that you've put in and all the results that you've gotten over a long period of time, you're like, I'm smiling all the way to the bank. All right, what's the next question? What does success mean to you today beyond money? What does success mean to you today beyond money? This is a broad question. But for me, success beyond money is me being able to use my money to impact other people. Not using money for self, but using my money to serve the communities that I find myself in, and making sure that people's lives are better than my own life. That for me, that's what success means to me today. And this is not coming from, it's a nice thing to say. I was rich very young. I got rich at a very young age. For those of you who know me, you've known me. As I said, I've been in this business for over a decade now. And I've had money, I've lost everything, made money, lost everything, made money, a lot of money. And I realized that without serving people, all of this money, it's really just a poison that I'm consuming to self-destruct. But then when I started serving my community and my life stopped being about me, then I found more fulfillment in my life. And that for me is the definition of success. Being able to do what I want to do in this life and making other people's lives better. And not, most importantly, is also not having to worry about bills, okay? What mistakes do you see new IBs making most often? Hopping from broker to broker, thinking that this is a side hustle, thinking that it's only about link in bio or click this link to register, and not building a structure. Whatever you don't build a structure around, you will not be able to replicate. So what do I mean by that? Most young IBs that I see, they don't have a structured business. It's them and just their phones or their laptop or whatever. There's no structure. If they don't feel like working, they don't work. Whenever they feel like working, they work. And that also means that when they don't feel like working, their business takes a knock. So what I would say, and I don't know if I should give an advice, but as a leader, I love to always give advice, is put a structure in your business. Whatever you don't have, you need to have a system for everything that you do, a system that's able to replicate results. So I've seen a lot of new IBs not being able to put structures in their business, so you need to be able to do that. You can't be a one-man show, all right? If you were starting again today, what would you do differently in your first 90 days? That's a good one. If I was starting again today, what would I do differently in my first 90 days? The first thing I would do is to make sure that I implement structures that are beyond me. Things that can be done without my input, all right? That's number one. Very, very important. If your business is not moving when in your absence, you don't have a business, and you are going for, it's gonna be bad for you, all right? And number two, I would invest more in, so number one is investing in infrastructure. Number two, I will do a lot of paid advertising. Another mistake, and I'll just add on this, another mistake that I see IBs do is trying to be superstars in their own business, and driving their businesses with ego. Oh, it's about me. It's all about my friends. No, there are people out there who don't know. You could potentially be your IB. Invest in technology. Invest in in paid advertising that will really scale and grow your business. All right. So I think those are the two major things that I would do: create infrastructures that can survive without me, and also invest a lot in technology and invest a lot in technology as well as paid advertising. All right. What would you say to an IB who feels stuck or discouraged right now? Get a mentor. That's very important. Get someone who can guide you, who's been there in the business. They say follow them who've already succeeded. Number two, I would say don't give up. This IB business is a huge business. And I know in the context of South Africa, people look down upon it as if it's this bad thing to do. No, it's a business. All right, it is a business, and if you build it, it can pay you even millions and millions and millions. So make sure that you have someone who can guide you. Make sure that you put your all into this business. Do not give up. Build a structure, learn how the business works. All right, we have institutions like Introducing Broker Academy that can help you to scale your business. And make sure that you work with brokers that are reliable and they invest in your growth and they want to see you grow. They don't only want to take from you. So that is the last question, and that's all I can say. But as again, having been an IB for over a decade now, I've learned so many things, and I wish that what I know now, I knew earlier, and my business would have been 10 times bigger than what it is. Actually, 100 times bigger than what it is right now. Adios. Isaac signing out.